I will get started with you though, because people definitely need to know uh, who is Jaydeep Bose, what is Say Rooms and Homes, and please take a moment to tell us who, apart from connected with Say Rooms and Homes, who is Jaydeep Bose at large.
Okay. So, hi, Sanadh. Thank you, Team Heyo and my operator, for organizing this podcast, Dhande ka Funda. I'm Jaydeep. I'm Jaydeep Bose. I'm the co-founder and COO of Say Rooms and Homes. We are a hotel and homestay aggregator. Just to give a small introduction about me, I am from Kolkata, and I've been associated with Say Rooms for the past 5 years. And as far as my prior assignments to Say Rooms was that I was looking after the Northeast market for Stay Zilla. It was a startup which eventually, unfortunately, got closed down in the year 2017. It was the Airbnb of India, and we had opened a lot of homestays. Prior to that, I was working with the Chamber of Commerce. So before starting up, I had work ex of almost 10, 11 years. I've been working with the industry. I've worked in different industries. I work in insurance. I worked in customer service. I work in call center.
Okay.
And I work with the C-suite, the CEOs during my tenure with CII. And startup journey has been very exciting. Whatever I could not learn in those 10 years, my startup journey has been able to teach me. I'm still learning every day. And the best part about this venture of Say Rooms and Homes, it helps me to explore a lot of new places and open up beautiful stays for our esteemed clients. And we want to be the largest player as far as homestays and small hotels are concerned with standardized facilities. India is a big market. As far as my other team members are concerned, Rahul Chaudhary is our founder and CEO. He was looking after the Northeast market for Oyo Rooms. Prior to that, he had a good amount of hospitality and telecom experience. Then our third co-founder, Chiranjeev, he's a co-founder and CFO. He's a finance guy. He is a chartered accountant by qualification. And prior to Say Rooms, he has worked with several notable startups, Nexo Mobility, then Shema Electric, Atomberg, and he has held important positions. So three of us, the common link which links us is as three of us love traveling. I know Chiranjeev for the past 12 years. I know Rahul for the past 7, 8 years. And we love to travel. We love to explore new places. We expect a certain level of service from the places we stay. We understand if we are unable to find solace in a certain place, how would our clients like it? So we make it a point that any property which is there with us, between the three of us, somebody is visiting that property to know what exactly is the property all about, what can be the improvements with that. We also do sometimes the mystery audits because not all the
Flying
hoteliers.
squad. Like we used to have in examinations, flying squad are they are doing this audit of the center.
So we have been doing that because not all the hotel owners know the three of us. So Chiranjeev is based out of Gurgaon. I'm based mostly out of Calcutta. I can shuffle between Calcutta and Siliguri. Rahul is there in Siliguri because Siliguri is the place from where the transit point for Northeast starts. From Siliguri, you go to Guwahati and the further Northeast. Among the 8 sisters, one of the sisters is in this part, like Sikkim is there, just above West Bengal. We have a small team of 6 people, and we have been growing. So we started this company in the year 2019. After starting, we were doing fairly well, but then COVID wave stuck. We were down to zero. Business was about to be shut down, but thankfully, we were courageous enough after arranging money, debt, and trying all kind of jugaad that you call in the ecosystem. We restarted the company. That time, Chiranjeev joined us in 2020. We restarted again. The second wave came up, but we still survived that, and since then we have been growing. The best part about us is that we have been profitable, and we are within the few of us, we are managing a good number of properties, and we are growing. We have been bootstrapped. We have raised some amount of money from the friends and family and some
Mm-hmm.
extra investor, but that is in a very small way.
Mm-hmm.
And we believe that this market holds a lot of potential, and the market itself is so large that one, two players cannot cater to the entire segment.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to face banks. So that's why we are here, uh, because uh, our motto is, if you need a stay, you need to just say. And Northeast is a fairly neglected market, where people have a certain amount of idea about this place, but most of the time it's not correct. Okay, some people say, if you go to Northeast, would you be get kidnapped and all? Are there standardized
Do they?
homestays?
Is this something that you have heard from people?
We have you can Google it. Okay, so there
Okay.
used to be a time when these kind of things used to happen. It
Okay.
is not entirely incorrect. In fact, when I first traveled to the Northeast, some of my close relatives, they said, you need to be safe, you need to be back before the evening and all. But when I visited that and I started exploring, it was a much changed place. The times have changed, the infrastructure, the people, the security aspect, everything has changed. And we see a lot of people who are already bored with the other places. They are looking for new places. As we have seen, there has been a rush for newer places in the post-COVID era. People are exploring. So there's a lot of potential. And another good thing about the Northeast is that it is surrounded by the neighboring countries. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so over a period of time, we might see, we already get some customers from the neighboring countries.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe uh, after a couple of years, that can be a natural extension for us. And as far as competition is concerned, we are in a very unique position, because we are managing and standardizing the homestays, which at least in the segment, in the budget and the deluxe segment, the price range from of which starts varies between 1,500 and goes up to 4,000, 5,000 rupees, which is actually a sweet spot
Mm-hmm.
for the middle class who are traveling. We are not catering to a certain niche. We are targeting those people who love to travel with their families, their friends, solo travelers also. Best part about our properties is that all the properties are pet friendly, and
Okay.
because a lot of people, they have pets, whether it be a cat or a dog, mostly. A lot of solo women travelers have come and stayed with us, so they are solo women traveler friendly as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a small snippet about me and my company. Um, if I have to share some personal thing, I belong to a nuclear family.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, my spouse is a banker. My mother
Nice.
is a businesswoman, and just the three of us. And I love to travel. I love to drive. I have been an ardent car and bike lover. I am a petrol head, and I proudly say that.
Right.
And I love to travel in my own car, long distances.
What
And
cars and bikes do you own then?
currently, I have a Ford EcoSport. Okay,
Okay.
just
One of the
bought
best
before the
cars Ford launched in that segment.
just bought before the COVID. And during COVID, it was a great help, like traveling from here and there. So I have driven from Calcutta to the Northeast. Okay, I've done several trips, and I have planned to cover all the states in the Northeast at least with my car.
Nice.
I
And
don't
what
know
bike did you
how.
have?
I still don't have a bike. In my college days, I used to have a bike, which unfortunately got sold by my family. They asked that you should drive a car. So that has been,
Safety and
but
concerns.
safety concerns.
Yeah.
I was a novice that time. They didn't trust my bike riding skills, to be precise. They said that you
Or
drive
rather,
well.
rather they, as they say, parents say, you have young blood, you will drive
Yeah,
fast,
yeah.
doesn't matter what road it is, and then you will crash into something. And
Yes,
cars are
yes,
safe because even if you crash, there is something to hold you together. So
absolutely.
that.
So now, but that itch is somewhere very much there. So once I am able to scale this venture along with my partners to a certain level, and I have some spare time, I have a plan to add a bike in my garage. It
And
can be a
what bike
100
would
cc.
that be? I'm asking because I myself am a petrol head of sorts at whatever
So
I have been.
so if like it depends on a lot on the budget. So if my budget is within a lakh of rupees, I would like to like go for a scooterette. Okay, because
Okay.
within a lakh of rupees you don't get any bike,
So when we are
proper
talking
bike.
to petrol heads, you're not talking about a lakh rupees. You're talking anywhere between 4 lakhs to 10 lakhs
So
or
so
more.
as far as on today, if I have to buy a bike, I'm looking at the Royal Enfield Hunter. Okay,
Okay.
because it's powerful, it's small in size, and I'm not a very tall person. So
Mhm.
I am assuming that I will be able to ride it well. And
Okay.
if I'm able to fit myself, then definitely the KTM ADV 390 is one bike I really cherish. Okay, I really, whenever I'm driving, if I pass a KTM, I really check it out.
Your
So
head turns.
head turns,
Yeah.
but again, it's almost 4.5 lakh rupees with all the stuff and all.
Yeah.
So there is
No, no,
no end
biking is
to.
definitely costly. I mean, any being a petrol head is definitely costly because the moment you own a bike, you want to own the gear that comes with it. You want to own a
the
great
gear
helmet.
the gear if you want to travel with the stuff, you need to get the panniers and all.
Right.
And GoPro is now a must, that if you want to capture the moments,
Totally.
also for the safety aspect. So
Right.
there's no end to it. It's like if you're spending 4 lakhs on a bike, there can be chances that you will be
Add
spending
add a
almost.
couple of lakhs, throw in a couple of lakhs for that complete racing suit that you need.
Also you will need a, solid garage to keep your
For sure.
bike here. So fortunately I have a garage for my car. If I have to get a bike, I have to arrange a garage for that also. So
So I guess that is something that is the dream
yes,
with Say Rooms, that once the day you buy a bike,
yeah,
I think we can confirm the fact that you now feel that you have attained some success that you were aiming for with Say
yes,
Rooms and this venture for sure. Acha, so let's
absolutely.
let's take another moment to go back a bit because what I feel is ki, being a founder is sometimes by luck that you stumble upon something, you realize, oh, wow, this is cool, yeah, we can do this. Sometimes it's by birth that you are structured that way to think of problems and then solve them. And sometimes it's just family that you're born into a family business. Cool, then you also end up doing business only. Nobody likes a job, people look down upon it, so you are like, abhi to business hi karna padega. What has been your childhood and how did you land in this, founder's mindset?
So the thing is, I belong to a business family.
Okay.
My parents have been involved in the pharmaceutical business. Now currently my mother looks after it. So I've seen from very close quarter how they have scaled it up. There was a time when the business was not doing great, but eventually they like grew it.
Mm-hmm.
And we were able to see company flourishing, people being employed,
Mm-hmm.
assets being created. Okay, so I've seen it from very close quarter, but somewhere my parents had this feeling that if you are completing your education, if you're working on the other side of the table now, you will be able to understand how things work, because sometimes now you need a better perspective. And somewhere they felt that I was not ready for that business because I was very young. They said that you go outside, you build your name, because now people know you through our name. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you should make a name for yourself. You have studied in a decent college, so you should try your luck. So I started, and eventually I was able to grow up the ranks. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I was able to prove myself. And somewhere my parents, I have been able to instill us some amount of pride in them, that um, they people now know them as my
Through your name.
relatives, through them. Somewhere my relatives who had used to say, um, your son needs to improve this, that, now they say that your son is doing very well. So somewhere you can see that amount of pride in their eyes. Unfortunately my father is not there, but before he passed away he could see that whatever going to be 10 years
Mm-hmm.
this March. So we could see that he was very proud during his last moment, that my son, everybody knows me through my son. and I'm his father,
Hmm.
and he has been able to take good care of me. So that
Right.
is something which is that when I look back during all these years, I feel that uh, uh, I have been able to do something. Obviously, there was scope for improvement. I could have avoided a couple of things
Mm-hmm.
when I look upon, but rather than pondering over them, I think that it's better. What are the learnings I have gained? I am going to not repeat that,
Mm-hmm.
and
Look
trying to become
forward,
a,
look into the future, look forward,
yes, yes, yes,
stride
and
ahead and
yes,
make the
trying to
most
be
of
a
it.
better version of myself every day.
Right, make the most of it. Totally understandable, yeah. So just to set a context and before we go ahead in this podcast, a why it was important for me, at least as a host, to introduce you from your childhood to your current stature and say rooms to the audience, is because people need to know who they are listening to. And this is for all the viewers that, once you realize, once you connect with the person who is speaking, once the person you are listening to, then I think you relate more, you understand ki, okay, this is right, my problem too, this is what I have been through as well. And then whatever Jaydeep is going to give away in this session in terms of information and intelligence, you'll be able to implement that. um, Again, before moving forward, I'll just set the context कि धंधे का फंडा podcast essentially is Heyo Phone and its team, me, Sanadh Srivastava, trying to bring the relevant founders from the industry, वो लोग जो अभी धंधा शुरू कर रहे हैं या शुरू कर चुके हैं पर बढ़ा रहे हैं, अर्ली स्टेजेस में दे आर फेसिंग दोज प्रॉब्लम्स जो भारत की मैक्सिमम जनता फील करती है। क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं व्हेन बिजनेसेस आर टू बिग, तो उनकी प्रॉब्लम से रिलेट करना एक छोटे बिजनेसमैन के लिए पॉसिबल नहीं होता, because when we are too big, we have too big of a money, we have different set of problems that we have to deal with. There are investors, there are regulations, other things that are irrelevant to small businesses. तो इस पॉडकास्ट का पर्पस यही है जयदीप कि बाय द एंड ऑफ इट वी वुड हैव गिवन इनफ इंफॉर्मेशन टू एनीबडी जो इस समय होटल बिजनेस स्टार्ट करने जा रहा है, ऑलरेडी चला रहा है, 4 से 5 साल 7 साल हो गए हैं, आपके एक्सपीरियंस से प्लस माइनस 2-3 साल हो गए हैं, एंड उसके जो भी स्ट्रगल्स हैं, जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, we can talk about that and we can actually establish ground for people who are willing to invest into hotel industry कि क्या करना चाहिए, नहीं करना चाहिए तो कैसे करना चाहिए और क्यों करना चाहिए, और या फिर क्या आपके लिए नहीं है तो फिर आप मत करो. So we'll cover all these points, but before we do that, as I was telling you earlier before we went live and recorded this, कि let's talk some numbers. ठीक है.
Yeah.
So first of all, let's just establish the market size of hotel industry in India and what fraction of it lies in the East, according to you.
So if I'm talking about the hotel industry, actually there are multiple figures which are floating out there in the market. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So on a conservative, because a lot of the hotels, the guest houses, they're outside the structured business. Okay, they do not report their figures, and that is the reason why. So on an approximate basis, the total market size of the hospitality sector, this is from some of the figures which I have come across. These are not verified. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so the hotel industry, which are standardized, is varying between $5 to $7 billion in India.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it comprises all the 5 stars, 7 stars, and all the registered hotels. If I'm talking about the non-registered ones,
Mm-hmm.
the homestays and all, this will be in excess of $10 billion. Okay.
It is, in fact, I mean, as far as the internet is concerned, the market size in India in 2024 is around $24.6 billion, and which is expected to grow to $31 billion by 2029.
Yeah.
That's an average growth rate of around what, 5%.
Yeah.
There is that. And then again, what according to you is the market size in the East where Say Rooms is primarily stationed?
So as far as the eastern part of the country is concerned, it is still very small if you're comparing to the western and the northern part of the country.
Mhm.
So assuming the figure which you have said, $24 billion. Okay.
Mhm.
So out of that eastern market, as per me, comprising of the 8 northeastern states plus West Bengal, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it will be not more than $4 or $5 billion, not more than that. Majority
Right.
is there because the development is much more in the northern western part of the country, because infrastructure has been there, even south. So if
Mm-hmm.
you see the number of total hotels, okay,
Mm-hmm.
maximum of the hotel inventory is in this part. Gradually it is being increased in eastern part. And
But what do you
also,
think is the reason behind this, Jaydeep? I mean,
so
why
somewhere,
North and South are having more hotels? Because end of the day, people are needing hotels everywhere, right? So why not the East?
so east has several disadvantages which it had to face. North being the connectivity is obviously better. Okay,
Okay.
nearer to the capital, any place nearer to Delhi has got better road conditions, the better train connectivity and flight connectivity, which has played a important role. Plus, if you see the overall industrial distribution, okay,
Mhm.
if we're talking about Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, there are a lot of industries which are there. So hotels not only develop in those places where leisure holidays happen, it
Mhm.
also happens in the places where business thrives.
Okay.
So in Punjab, in Delhi, in other places, a lot of businesses. In the northern part, we have Uttar Pradesh. Okay,
Mhm.
Madhya Pradesh is somewhere in the middle, but
Right.
it is, while you're counting, na, it is counted in the north and west part also.
Mhm.
Talking about west, we have Gujarat, we have Maharashtra,
Mhm.
two big powerhouses, a
Right.
lot of places to visit, and humongous amount of industrial activity. Going to south, you have beautiful places. You have Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Lot of religious tourism happens. Okay,
Mhm.
you go to Andhra Pradesh, you see Tirupati. They get one of the highest number of like people
Mhm.
going to the temples. Vellore is known for its medical tourism. Okay, so overall, na, when there's a demand, na, ecosystem gradually goes east. What has happened is that, na, West Bengal has been the epicenter. Then West Bengal, Assam has been the epicenter. Gradually, if you see, Odisha has grown up. Odisha has been highly industrialized. Infrastructure has improved. So a lot of hotels, villas, and all these are being added. Bihar, Jharkhand, unfortunately, have not been able to grow. Bihar has a beautiful place called Bodh Gaya, which is also known as the birthplace of Buddhism.
Mhm.
In Jharkhand, we have Parasnath, okay, which is like for the Jains, it is a very holy place. Okay,
Mhm.
but if you see the amount of supply, it is not similar what you see in the other places. Number one is that maybe the investor have not seen value. Number two is not enough clients are there. Okay, because of the bad road condition. If you a place cannot develop if enough number of trains or road buses are not available. Everybody does not have a vehicle. They do
Right.
not have a bike or a car. So that has somewhere taken a hit. West Bengal was doing well. West Bengal has some amount of industrial activity. It is one of the largest states in terms of GDP in this part of the country. But
Mhm.
if you're going further into the northeast now, Guwahati has some industrial activity, hotels are there. But there was used to be some amount of insurgency problem. The roads were terrible. It was most of the states were landlocked. Railways were not there, reaching there. Small airports were there, which was expensive. So
Mhm.
if the number of people are not traveling now, why will some invest? Generally, what happens is the money does not come from outside. It comes from the people who are there. So
Okay.
suppose you are a businessman, you have three, four businesses, you have some additional capital, you want to invest that I have businesses, I see some potential in the hospitality sector. You put in the hotel. It does not break even in the first 2, 3, 4 years. It takes minimum 5 to 7 years or even 10 years,
Okay.
because you have to invest in the land, you have to build a building. It does not happen that just by selling rooms for 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, you can recover the cost.
Mhm.
If I have to recover the capital cost, it will take some time. And also that amount of tourist or that amount of business travelers has to come. So it was not there, but as we have seen the economy expanding, lot of people are traveling. Okay, the road condition has improved significantly in the last couple of years. In the last 5, 10 years, we have seen a lot of highways being added, a lot of trains have been added. So people now are there. Earlier, what used to happen is that only a certain, like people from Bihar, Jharkhand, they come to mostly West Bengal and the nearby places because the connectivity is somewhere better. But if you ask somebody from Maharashtra or Gujarat, how many people are visiting West Bengal at the eastern part on a regular basis? They will say maybe in a year or once in a year.
Fair enough. The travel is less. I mean, like even for me, who travels a lot during my
Yeah,
in my professional field, I
yeah,
do travel a lot to. You're right, Bombay, Gujarat, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, for that
yeah.
matter, Pune, but very little towards the east.
So
That
in the last 10 years, if I will tell you, I believe you have not traveled more than 5 times to the east. Uh,
correct, correct. You're correct.
and you have traveled at least 50 times to the western and the southern part of India.
That will be absolutely correct.
So it's just a simple 10x. So
Correct.
in a similar way, it is happening. Uh, Interestingly, but West Bengal gets a lot of people from medical tourism. So Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, they come to West Bengal for their education, treatment, and all. So that people are coming. Okay, now they are also going to the other states. So that is one amount of tourists who are there. But initially, the hotel category and all did not used to matter to them much. But as now the aspiration, people are becoming more aspirational. People are wanting better stays, more hygienic stays, and better looking Instagram friendly stays. Na? They're asking for more and more. And once the businessmen they see na, that there's a demand, there is no dearth of capital. Okay. So there is enough capital. Generally, this capital is not from this sector, it comes from the other sector. And once the investors who are sitting outside the market, who are there in the international market, they see that yeah, it is worth investing. So now, just to give you a perspective, in the last 3 years, the number of hotels which ISCL, the Indian hotels, has added in East has gone up very high. They have not added these many hotels in the last 15 years in the East now, which they have added in the last 2-3 years, because these were all under development. Now you have a Vivanta in Tawang. Tawang is in Arunachal Pradesh. So thinking about a Vivanta in Tawang was preposterous, because say the वहाँ कौन जाएगा, ठीक है? You used to have small hotels and all. You have coming something Taj coming up in Dirang. Okay, you had a very premium property of Taj coming up in this year. The Leela is coming up in Sikkim. So from Mayfair is there in the East. It is very much focused in the East. It is a company from Odisha. They are primarily into luxury properties, but they are catering to a very niche customer. Okay, so once they are able to see that people are traveling, na, people are putting in the money, and it percolates. So once you see na, that some amount of addition is happening, bigger brands are coming, na, the smaller brands also follow them, because smaller ones have this thinking. If the bigger brand is saying, there will be, if 10 people are coming to that bigger hotel, there will at least 20 or 50 people who will be coming and staying in the smaller hotels.
Smaller hotels. But do you think it is directly proportional to the size of the states as well? I mean, this is something that comes to my mind कि क्योंकि Seven Sisters में या Eight Sisters में आपको the size of the states is small, so Bengal में having traffic understandable, कोलकाता की वजह से center पड़ जाता है. कोलकाता itself is a economical center, financial center भी था एक time पे. It used to be capital of course, right? So वो सब चीजें थी. Bihar of course denies this philosophy because these are still larger states, but because Mizoram or Tripura, these are smaller states, तो वहाँ पे ना इतना travel है ना इतना traffic है, इसलिए वहाँ पे नहीं खुल रहा है. और is there also जगह भी होनी चाहिए ना खोलने के लिए hotels?
जगह है, but the infrastructure somewhere is not there. Okay, can you just pause it for a minute, please?
Sure.
Just pause it. Give me a moment.
Yeah. Cool.
So the size of the state, yes, you're very much correct. It plays a role, but more important than that, if the connectivity is limited, na, and if every economic activity is concentrated on the capital of a state, na, you will not find much of things happening. Like for Assam, I will tell you, the majority economic activity happens in Guwahati. So any northeastern state you have to go via Guwahati. So Guwahati has become a hub. But there are many other places in Assam. You have Dibrugarh, you have Silchar, you have Tezpur, all these places, and many other places which are there. So the world's largest river delta, Majuli, is in Assam. Okay, it is frequented by the foreigners. Okay, the place where only the one horned rhino is available like in India, globally also. It is in Assam. It is in Kaziranga. So Kaziranga has mostly the smaller hotels and the homestays. Okay. it gets a lot of foreigners. So there was land and all, but the demand has to be there. Also nowadays what has happened is that it has become an inversely kind of a relationship. People don't go to a certain place because they see there are not enough places to stay.
That is
Okay.
fair. So that is what was bringing up, that is where I bring up the next thing that I want to talk about. कि ठीक है, market size we established. बहुत बहुत बड़ा market size है इंडिया में.
Yeah.
Largely concentrated towards everywhere except east, because I think west may be equally well distributed because of Rajasthan and how it has been portrayed.
Yeah.
मार्केट में उसको बहुत अच्छा रॉयल दिखाया है, और वो
Yes.
रॉयल रहा भी है
एकदम.
हिस्टोरिकली. इसलिए बट आई थिंक आसाम या किंगडम्स ऑफ भूटान एंड उनसे वहाँ से जो लेगेसी आई, वो सब भी काफ़ी रॉयल हैं अपने आप में, विच कैन बी विजिटेड. बट व्हाट यू जस्ट मेंशन कि बिकॉज देर इज लेस नंबर ऑफ होटल्स, people don't want to visit a place because they wonder कहाँ रुकेंगे. So this needs to be covered कि how do I earn from a hotel? Now assuming that ठीक है, मुझे लगा कि यार I'm very compassionate about Northeast and I went to Assam and I opened something, or rather वहाँ भी मत जाओ, I opened something on the way to Assam from West Bengal. A smaller place, not well known, but हाँ ठीक है, हाईवे होटल, अच्छी खासी प्रॉपर्टी जहाँ से आसाम के 3-4 लोकेशंस पास हैं, सिक्किम जाना भी इजी है, इट्स अ गुड रिजॉर्ट टाइप प्लेस.
Yeah.
बट माई कंसर्न्स आर अ फ्यू.
Yeah.
एक तो पैसा कहाँ से जनरेट होगा, बिकॉज अगर मैं लोगों के लिए रिजॉर्ट बना दूंगा तो दैट्स कूल, मैंने जगह बना दी, अब लोग कैसे आएंगे, और लोग आने के लिए दे नीड टू पे मी इनफ so that I can cover that place. So how much is enough, Jaydeep, for a hotel to survive? And B, I would love to know if you can dissect it for us, because in my understanding, and I could, like, I am pretty sure I am wrong in this, you can throw more light, कि A, you earn from the space rent जो आपको मिलता है, रूम रेंट, ठीक है. B, you earn from the food, the hotels which offer food, ठीक है. And C, I'm assuming you also earn from the value added services like laundry and few other things which certain hotels offer.
Yes.
इसके अलावा क्या है, प्लीज डाइसेक्ट इट फॉर अस, फॉर अ व्यूअर. कितना परसेंट आपके रूम रेंट से आ जाएगा, कितना परसेंट बाहर से आएगा वैसे?
So I'll start with the last one. So if you are running a hotel, the primary source of income comes from the room rent, which you have correctly said.
How much
So
percentage, if you can put a
so
number?
I'll tell you. So if the pie is 100 rupees, okay.
Mhm.
So as per my knowledge goes, 60 rupees will come from the room rent.
Okay.
25 rupees will come from the food sales. That means 85. We are left with 15.
Mhm.
5% can come from the miscellaneous services of laundry, some other things and all. 10% can come from the travel desk. Okay. Which
Okay.
so if somebody is going to a tourist place now, everybody does not take their own car, so they need a local cab. So the hotel, the homestay, they earn a certain amount of commission from this travel desk. Okay.
Okay. Right.
It can contribute to their top line. And if you're in a place like Kaziranga, so there are these jeep safaris, then the pick and drop and all. So these are the additional services which actually add to the kitty, to the ticket size. For example, the room price is 2,000 rupees. So 2,000 is the room price. You sell food of almost 1,000 a person is say for 2 nights. 4,000 is the room rent. You sell them food for 1,000 rupees. 5,000 is coming. Through the commissions of the cars and all, you earn another 1,000 rupees, 6,000. From the laundry, if they are going for laundry services or any guide services and all, maybe you can earn another 500 rupees.
Okay.
So in 2 days, you're earning 6,500 rupees. There will be certain cost. You have to, the electricity cost is there. The rental, if you're not owning the place, there is a rental or a lease for that place. There is staff salaries are there. There is a food cost which is there. Okay. The cleaning cost is there. Okay.
If you can again put a number to this, Jaydeep, based on your experience.
So I'll tell you a majority part goes, if it is a rented accommodation, a major part, almost 50% goes into that rented. Because if you're renting it from someone, 50% will go there. 30% will go towards staff salary.
Okay.
5% will go to the electricity. Okay. 10% will go towards marketing cost, because you need to either market on Facebook, you need to get your property listed on an OTA, you need to pay a commission to the agent. 5% which is there, it can be the miscellaneous cost. Okay, maybe you need to brand, you need to buy some stuff for decorating your room. Okay, So these are some of the things in there. I'm just telling you a ballpark figure. It can vary from location to location. If a person is owning a place, obviously their cost will be much less, and it will be easier for them to break even. But if they are renting it out, no, it will be difficult. So that is the reason why now the government has been promoting homestays. Why?
Okay.
Homestays are nothing like you have a house. Okay. You have a couple of maybe 1 or 2 rooms which is there for the guests or the relatives who come over or friends who are coming over. You are staying in a leisure town, or even in the cities in the India, our homestays have caught it big.
Mm-hmm.
You want to rent out these rooms. You have a bed, you have an attached toilet, okay, you
Mm-hmm.
have an AC maybe, or the fan and all is there, food is there. You are able to host the guest, so you do not need to pay a rent to someone. It is your house. This
Correct.
person is coming. Whatever money is coming to you, that is yours. Okay.
Okay.
Electricity, anyways, you are going to bear a minimum charge every month.
Correct.
Cleaning charge, you do not need to pay extra cleaning. Maybe the person, the maid, or the person who is cleaning the room, you pay him some 50 or 100 rupees extra, depending on the location.
That's it. That's it.
You can
Yeah.
get it clean. You do not need to buy a separate washing machine, or even if you do, okay, it can be utilized when the guests are not there. It can be utilized for the household. Okay.
Correct.
Cable TV you can utilize. Okay. And if the food is being supplied by you, no, your cost will be obviously less because you do not have to set up a full-on kitchen.
Okay.
Okay. Flour, rice, everything is there. Okay.
So
And
at
when,
this point, Jaydeep, I would
yeah,
like you to just distinguish between a hotel and a
yeah,
homestay with this example. You say I own a property anywhere and I have like 3 floors. I live on the first floor.
yeah,
I don't rent out my upper के दोनों floors. ठीक है. So my idea is कि मैं इनको homestay बना के या कुछ करके दूंगा.
right.
But since these are individual flats that
Yeah,
I'm renting on individual floors,
hmm,
assuming कि every floor has a 1 BHK, let's say.
right,
ठीक है. और
right,
वही मेरा concept है rent out करने का. Not
right,
individual rooms, but 1 BHKs only. मेरे पास
right,
2 1 BHK से rent out करने के. Does
right.
this fall under hotel and hotel regulations? या फिर
So,
this falls under homestay?
so there's a specific homestay policy given by the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. uh, Minimum 1 room, going up to 6 rooms. You can enlist it as a homestay, and you can get it certified by the Government of India as well. Okay.
Okay.
So there are 2 categories, gold and silver, depending on the amenities that you are providing. While the certification is being given to you, you have to, you will be getting, the review will be done by a local official from the police, from the local tourism administration, and somebody from the travel trade also.
Mm-hmm.
So why government is promoting all this? Because you cannot build overnight hotels, and lot of MICE activity nowadays is happening. So
Okay.
just for just to give you an example, Ayodhya, we know how many hotels are there, and you see the crowd which is going.
Correct.
How do you develop a supply? Because the people who are staying there, na,
Mm-hmm.
they can obviously open 1 room each. Suppose you have a 3 room property. आपको लग रहा है इतना सारा आदमी लोग आ रहा है, मैं अगर 1 रूम छोड़ दूंगा तो आई कैन अर्न गुड, इट इज जनरेटिंग इनकम. और यहाँ पे आपका ब्रिक एंड मोर्टार यूज करके बना नहीं, इट इज बना बनाया घर है, जस्ट
Correct.
इट इज नॉट बीइंग यूटिलाइज्ड.
Ah,
सो
it's
गवर्नमेंट इज मोर देन,
additional for me. मेरे पास
इट
extra
इज
पड़ा.
एडिशनल फॉर मी. गवर्नमेंट इज आल्सो हैप्पी बिकॉज आपको नया करके ये नहीं करना पड़ रहा है, एग्जिस्टिंग हो जा रहा है, लोगों का इनकम बढ़ रहा है, प्लस दे आर एबल टू एक्सपीरियंस द लोकल कल्चर आल्सो.
करेक्ट. घर का खाना,
घर का खाना, घर
उस
का
घर
खाना,
के एनवायरनमेंट की जो चीजें हैं.
घर का एनवायरनमेंट हो रहा है, द लोकल पॉपुलेशन इज हैप्पी.
Correct.
Similarly, this has been there in Kerala for several decades. Okay,
Mhm.
the homestay segment. Even in Northeast, homestay has been there, but Kerala has been very successful in this.
Mhm.
We see a lot of villas in Alibag. If you go to
Correct.
Alibag,
Correct.
which is
Correct.
frequented by the celebrities, you don't have many hotels. It is mostly the mansions.
Right.
Who does this mansion belong to? It belongs to certain people who are seeing that it is not being utilized, so they are renting it out. They are doing an Airbnb, or they are doing XYZ, some other company.
But if I'm
In this,
renting it out on Airbnb, Jaydeep,
yeah,
do I still need to have a homestay license, or
no,
is it okay
you
to just?
you don't need until unless it is being used like a hotel. So if you see that yours is an individual house, you're hosting guests. If you're informing, you need to keep a record of the guests who are coming, and you need to deposit that to the police. Okay, you need to maintain that
Okay.
register. Okay, there cannot be that somebody comes and stays at your place, you do not keep a record. You need to have their identity proof and all. Earlier it was not there, but now uh, as we are surrounded by a lot of technology, this is there. And police also keeps a tab. So if somebody is managing a homestay, it is better you keep the police informed. Why? Because if God forbid some unforeseen event happens, you're
These
not on the
people,
wrong foot.
yeah, yeah,
you're you're not on a wrong foot. And
correct.
I'm telling this for those people like who have their apartments in a multi-story building. They are not the only owner. There are other people also. If you're keeping everybody in the confidence, na, you will face less trouble. Because there have been instances somebody is running an Airbnb. They have not informed the people. It is
Right.
being frequently, lots of check-in, check-outs are happening.
Mm-hmm.
You will understand that if you're staying in your house, if your neighbor constantly guests are coming, going, coming, going, you might be a
Eventually,
very
some guest will say कि यार यहाँ पे तो daily का ही ये होता है, and then
yes.
problems will
So
come in.
neighbors can complain. Okay, and if so it is very much safe. So it is
Okay.
always better to be on the right side of the law. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In leisure towns, the police and the administration is more lenient because they want to develop the local economy and they
Mm-hmm.
want to support the local jobs. Okay, that is
Okay.
the reason why. But then once we are talking about the cities, now it is better to take a permission. So compared to a hotel, cost of a homestay is much less, and you can add much rooms faster. So there's something called a Hornbill Festival. You might have heard in Nagaland. Okay, it is one of the world's largest tribal festivals, frequented by the foreigners and all. So there are not many hotels over there, almost non-existent. So how do the people come and stay?
Right.
Local people open up their rooms, they set up tents, and people come and stay.
But
And
what
it has
has
been
been, Jaydeep, what has been the acceptance of homestays? Because being a consumer of homestays as well, and I myself prefer Airbnbs over hotels in most cases,
yeah,
because somehow they are A, cheaper, B, they give that homely vibe which they are meant to give
yeah,
because they're homestays.
yeah,
And the hotels otherwise look very fancy because the places that you want to stay at, the
mm,
good ones, are costlier, and the places you ignore, which are cheap, of course, in your budget, are either shady or not up to the mark. But
yeah,
in case of homestays, I always feel, and this is something that I've always raised as a concern to my friends, my family who stay in homestays, कि यार how safe is it? Because in a hotel, somehow the sense of safety is large. The building is there, it's a commercial activity, और 50 लोग रहते हैं यहाँ पे,
yeah,
तो मैं क्लियर हूँ मेंटली कि ये होटल ना सेफ है. बट होमस्टे में ऐसा लगता है कि यार मैं एक अपार्टमेंट में जाके वन ऑफ दीज मेनी रूम्स आई ओपनड, आई स्टेड ओवर देयर, यहाँ और कोई सब लोग रहते हैं, anything can happen. And plus, in most cases homestay owners will have access to the house, right? Because उनका घर, उनका ताला, उनकी चाबी. In hotels ऐसा नहीं होता. You have that key card. Of course hotels also has it, but the sense of safety, I hope you get it, is always there with hotels.
yeah.
तो उसे कैसे beat कर सकते हैं homestays?
So homestays, what has happened? It has evolved over a period of time. And now, earlier there used to be skepticism regarding this, how safe it is going to be. But nowadays, as more and more people are traveling now, they are seeing that it is better to stay with a family. Okay,
Okay.
because in case you fall sick, hotel obviously you have an option. If you're staying with a family, na, and if you're talking with them, na, you can obviously tell them about the problem or your concern and all, which
Mm-hmm.
they will try to address. Okay, number one. Number two is we have a tendency that we always behave ourselves better while we are in our house. Okay,
Right.
बाहर जाके हम लोग के ज्यादा पर लग जाते हैं, तो बाहर में हम लोग कुछ भी कर सकते हैं बिकॉज वी आर पेइंग फॉर इट. ओके,
Right.
होम स्टे में ना गेस्ट को भी थोड़ा सा संभल के रहना पड़ता है क्योंकि वो जानता है वो किसी के घर में है.
Mm-hmm.
They also understand if I am somebody is coming to my place, I would not like to behave in this way. In a
Correct.
similar way, somebody who is renting out their rooms for a homestay and hosting guests, they also know that we need to maintain a certain amount of decorum. Okay,
Correct.
so both feed on each other, and it is a relationship of convenience. I be good to my guest, the guest will give me a good feedback.
Correct.
For guest, I am being a good guest, the host will maybe give me a good discount. मेरे को अच्छा खाना खिलाएगा.
Correct.
Maybe next
Have
time
you
अगर
seen
मैं
this? Have you seen this, Jaydeep? Ki, मतलब, according to, because you have been in the industry for last 5 years and you have been doing this. Plus, Stayzilla के साथ भी आप थे. Stayzilla itself was, as you mentioned, Airbnb of India. Did you find the ratio very disconnected in terms of people feeling better and safer in a hotel versus people feeling a little unsafe just thinking about a homestay? Although experience wise दोनों का same ही था, but on the onset of it, while booking or while doing customer interactions, talking to them, did you find this discrepancy
Yeah.
कि homestays को लेके लोग थोड़े unsafe feel करते हैं?
Yes, it does. So I'll tell you, many of our clients now, when we are offering them a homestay on offbeat place, so they say that there is no hotel and all. Okay, so these are the homestays. How safe it is? Okay, it is a village house. Okay,
Mhm.
you get a clean room. You get warm host. Okay, you can check the reviews, and these are verified by us because all the properties which are there on our platform, they are verified by us, visited
Mhm.
by our team. So you stay with a family,
Mhm.
and like since you want to visit this place, it will be a family in if you're going to a village
Mhm.
rather than staying in a hotel family is always more secure because everybody they are inhabitants of that place for a very long time. They
Mhm.
know that place like anything. So in case you face any trouble they have a bike, they have a car. Okay, they can guide you. Okay,
Right.
and if you need something you will be there. So we have addressed these kind of concerns.
Mhm.
Specifically, we have been asked by some of the solo women travelers that if two of us are traveling, is it safe and all? Okay, ma'am, it will be safer than a hotel. The
Right.
reason being, maybe the host herself is a woman.
Could be
So
the
they,
case.
and if you're staying with a family, okay, they feel secure. Initially, if I'm talking about if we are opening up a new place, there can be skepticism. But
Mhm.
now, people are becoming more and more open to experiment. People are reading reviews. People are understanding how homestay is like, what to expect, what not to expect. So
Right.
now the notion is changing. So I'll just give you an example. During I was in Bangalore a couple of years back. I had an option of staying in a hotel, but I want to stay in Kormangala. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Kormangala, as you know, hotels are there, but I believe they are expensive.
Very
Okay,
expensive. Very
very
expensive.
expensive. So I stayed in a homestay. It
Okay.
was owned by a couple. So
Yeah.
very good homestays with two dogs. Me, my family was there, and we stayed there for 3 nights, and it was a fabulous experience for us. It was it was, in fact, it was a super host of Airbnb. Okay,
Okay.
okay. So, and it is very prominently located, so you can just walk into the Kormangala signal, and
Mm-hmm.
all the nearby eateries and everything is there. So the convenience which I got, and it had the CCTV and all the things in place.
Right.
So that gave me an assurance because I had stayed in a homestay. I am in this business. It gave me the confidence that I can go and stay there. Similarly, I've been to several other places also. I make it a point. Yes, obviously, comparisons do happen. Sometimes when I travel on a business purpose, I see how far, how near is this to my business
Purpose.
meeting place.
Right.
So suppose I'm going to say I'm going to Patna. Okay, I see I have a meeting in a certain place.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the homestay which I am getting it is a little bit cheaper, but it is a little bit far away. I have to calculate the to and fro, and if I'm returning late, will I get a transport over here or not?
Right.
I'm not just not into taking into consideration Ola and Uber. Suppose Ola and Uber is not there, how do I reach here? That time maybe I will go for a hotel, which is more
Right.
centrally located. Maybe it will be costing me
But then
more.
that comparison is true for everything. It's like hotel to hotel या homestay to hotel वो same ही factors
it,
रहेंगे comparison
it,
के.
it happens, but also at the same time I would like to add that if you have that comfort, if you have been already a visitor, you know that I know where this place is,
Mm-hmm.
I am comfortable, I like the food. Okay, you will come back. So if I'm talking in perspective of a business traveler, if they like a place, if the price is up to their liking, they
Mm-hmm.
don't change the place easily. So we have
That's fair.
several corporates with us who keep on coming to the properties we have in the cities. Okay, because they have accustomed, maybe they can get a cheaper option, maybe they can get a better option. You never know, but they have that amount of convenience. They have that amount of camaraderie with our staff.
Mm.
They know that my needs and requirements are met over here. So similarly, it happens in the homestay also. So I was in Kharagpur when I was in Stayzilla. So Kharagpur, that time in 2016, we had done a homestay workshop and all. We had opened up homes over there. So
Mhm.
IIT Kharagpur is known for several things, manufacturing companies and all. IIT is there, which
Mhm.
is a magnet. So during the admission season, no, the hotels are sold out. There is no place to stay, even inside the IIT. Where do people stay? So in 2016, I had opened with my team members several homestays who
Okay.
were hosting the guests, who were somewhere nearer to the IIT campus and all. So immediately, this got added, and the people who were coming from outside, and they were very comfortable, even their parents and all. If I get to stay near my ward, why not a homestay? And if it is
Why not
cheaper,
a host? Correct, correct. So
we
based
were
on
able to add.
experience, Jaydeep,
Yeah.
how many? First of all, let's break it down now. How many homestays and hotels? Because say rooms, hotels and homestays बोलते हैं, ठीक है? So how many hotels do you have, if any, and how
Okay.
many uh, homestays do you have?
So currently we have 21 properties.
Mhm.
We are in adding some more. Uh,
Mhm.
like as we speak, there are some properties in the process of being added.
Mhm.
So if I'm talking about the hotels in this 21, we have one. We have got three hotels in this.
Okay.
Okay. One, two, three. Yeah. We have got three hotels in this.
Mhm.
We have two guest houses in this. Okay.
Okay.
And rest are the homestays. Okay. Which are between 2 rooms going up to 6 rooms. Okay.
Right. So guest house is defined.
And we have one villa also. So
Okay.
guest house is anything above 6 rooms, 6 to 8 rooms, or 6 to 10 rooms.
But then it is not a hotel also, it is not a homestay also, it is in between.
It is somewhere in between.
Same with villa.
No, villa
Villa
is
is a type of property, I believe. It
villa
can
is a
be a
type of
homestay.
property. It is more luxurious. It is kind of a homestay. It comes in the alternate accommodation space,
Uh-huh.
but it is more luxurious. It is more classy.
Right. So then I believe in that case, how I understand is your focus as Say Rooms and the founder of Say Rooms is to open more and more homestays than to focus on expanding the hotel lines. Is that right?
Yes. So the thing is, we understand that hotel market is crowded. Okay,
Okay.
and hotels sometimes have a team in place, and competition is much higher. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but what we see that there has been a gradual shift. A lot of people are now open to staying in homestays. So why just uh, fight it out in a market which is very much crowded? Okay, when there's an option, homestay market, when there's a lack of homestays, standardized homestays, people are wanting to come and stay. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and there are not many players. So why we have decided that if we are going further into the offbeat and the leisure places, we will be going for the homestays. But at the same time, we also understand that if you are talking about the cities, we will have to get the hotels and the guest houses, because homestays are not always practically possible in the cities, major
In the
towns.
cities. In the
Okay,
cities,
plus
understandable.
the people are more discerning and they are willing to pay more. So hotels will be there. Okay, it has to be a mixture. It cannot be one lopsided on the sun. Fortunately, we have been getting a lot of homestays, and
Mhm.
that has helped us in attracting a lot of customers. We understand that once we are increasing our hotels, we are exposing our to a price war and all. So
Mhm.
सर्विस तो बाद में आता है, ठीक है.
Mhm.
सर्विस हमेशा लोगों को तो दिखता नहीं है, लोगों को तो पहले प्राइस ही दिखता है.
Mhm.
प्राइस दिखता है, लोकेशन दिखता है.
Mhm.
Once they are reaching the hotel, then they can decide the whether this is good, or this is okay, or this is bad than the earlier option which I was using. Okay.
ठीक है, ठीक है. So there are few things that I want to take up at this point. When you say कि price fight में तो आप जाओगे eventually, right? First of all, answer this one small question of mine कि somebody who is starting in this space.
Yeah.
Okay, let's even take a step back. How does Say Rooms do it? Are you ultimately an aggregator? So if I have a room available in my house, separate one where I can give it as a homestay. So do you approach me and then say कि okay, from now on I'll manage it and I'll pay you some part of it? What is your working model?
So we are a hotel and homestay aggregator. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We primarily work on two ways. One is a management concept where we manage the entire thing. We go for a revenue share with the owner, whether it be a hotel or a homestay. The second one is we go for a work as a marketing partner, where we handle the entire online and offline. The inventory is in our control,
Mhm.
and we take a certain amount of like incentive on the bookings that we are providing to them.
But the property is
So
by the owner only.
yeah, generally either it is owned by the person or it is leased by someone. Okay, because if you see now, not every owner runs their own property. They prefer that I want something in fix, I would lease it out. I
That's
do
okay.
not
But
have.
end of the day, the person who is running that homestay, you leave it to them to manage the whole cleanliness of it, the maids and the
We do.
resources.
There are certain homestays, maybe the 6 rooms and all,
Hmm.
where the owner says that I need professional help. So
Okay.
my team members are there to help them out in terms of managing the operations and all. We have done it. We have been doing it.
Okay.
But there are mostly owners and their family members who manage it. Okay,
Hmm.
we help with the SOPs, the standardization, what
Okay.
needs to be done, so that you have a uniform guest experience, because guest has certain expectation. Will I get this? Will I get this? Okay, in terms of food, in terms of the room quality, in terms of the amenities that are being offered. So if
Hmm.
this is being standardized now, it is easier for the guest to make a decision. Okay, and they know that whether I'm staying in this location, whether I'm staying in B location, okay,
Hmm.
I'll get this amount of service. Okay, so that is somewhere standardized. Answering your question, where if I have a room, we are going to take it up. So the criteria is, if you are open to hosting guests and we see that that place has a selling potential, okay, we are more than happy to onboard them on our platform. Okay, at the
Okay.
same time, because economics has to be there, since we do not have the luxury of just adding properties randomly
Hmm.
and just not doing business, wasting our time and their time. We do not work like that. Okay,
Okay.
so there has to be an economic sense. If they are coming from a leisure town, what can be the existing business which can come out of it? Are they already in business? Are
Hmm.
there any nearby properties? We do a detailed analysis of before we are onboarding
So
into a property.
for somebody who is starting out in this field, Jaydeep, do answer this question
Yeah.
कि what is better? क्या एक रूम को या एक प्रॉपर्टी को लेके managed property is better, as in you manage it with your staff, but that will increase your, of course, operational expenses, operational hassles, क्योंकि आपको वहाँ पे ध्यान देना पड़ेगा. You will be primarily running a hotel, just leasing it out from somebody, or it is better to just be a marketing partner and aggregator like other OTAs, online travel agents. कि हाँ ठीक है, you just take the booking for them, leave it for them to run the place, and you send your guys every so often, every week, for a quality check कि हाँ सब कुछ ठीक है कि नहीं. Which is better, easy to manageable and easy to enter rather.
So if I'm talking about in terms of entry, marketing is obviously better for them,
Mhm.
but the option can backfire for somebody who is very new, because they do not know the nitty gritties.
Okay.
If they do not know the SOPs and all, na, it
Mhm.
might backfire, and it not only spoils their image, it spoils our image even more. Okay.
Okay.
Just to add, like we are not working as an OTA. OTA like works with all the properties in the market.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see, like you suppose you're based out of Gurgaon, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Gurgaon, if you check Make My Trip,
Mm-hmm.
you can see 500, 600, or even 1,000 properties.
Correct.
You have a filter on the pricing, you have a filter on the quality. It is going to show them. There is no
Correct.
difference. Okay. But if you come to our platform now, we show you on the type of property you have. Okay, we do not show you multiple options, because we follow this, that we cannot have like suppose you are staying in a certain sector in Gurgaon. Okay, sector one. If the demand is not there, okay, if the market is not that that matured, I would not like to have too many properties in one single place, because eventually when the demand recedes,
Mm-hmm.
each one is going to eat into other share. Okay, which is going to have effect on the occupancy. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so before we are venturing into a certain place now, we do it. Also, to answer your question, marketing is obviously easy.
Mm-hmm.
uh, they can pay a commission and they can get the bookings, but if they do not have any experience of managing the guest expectation, they
Mm-hmm.
might uh, face some trouble. Management is for those, if I'm talking about a 2 room or a 3 room property, management does not make sense for them. Okay,
Okay.
maybe getting external stuff, you can yourself manage it.
Okay.
But if you see the volumes are rising, you are unable to manage the operations, you're unable to manage the SOPs, you're unable to manage the inventory and SOP, then it makes, but at the same time, they need to remember whatever I'm going to earn, my this partner is going to take a part of that because of the service that they are providing. If they are okay with that, we do not have a problem. But it has to be substantial. If the ticket is too small, na, it is not going to pay for the time and the effort that we are going to give. Okay,
understandable. So you are saying this from the point of the owner of the property.
Yeah.
Am I right? How about the point of, say, somebody who is into business like Say Rooms, who is trying to build something like Say Rooms right now, sitting in their house, imagining it. If I do this, should I get into the management of properties? Because there I'll have full control over the customer satisfaction, the services that I offer, everything will be standardized. So my customer goes to A, B, C, any property, they will find the same XYZ rooms ka branding, same thing, same material. Or is it better to just act as a marketing partner, aggregate people on your platform? Of course, curate the list, because overall aggregation तो बहुत सारे लोग already market में कर ही रहे हैं. You curate the list, you maintain some level of discrepancy in checking कि क्या क्या मुझे discerning कि क्या क्या करना है, क्या क्या नहीं रखना है, कौन से properties रखनी है, what these properties should look like. So which one of the two is beneficial from a business perspective? That
in terms of a business perspective, it obviously makes sense to go for marketing because it is not going to cost you some amount of capex. Okay, number one. Plus, you can run it on a 1 or 2 member team also. Okay, going to a property, telling them I'm going to give you bookings. Okay, there is no rocket science in that. Okay,
correct.
You can obviously go, as you have correctly said, there are a number of people who are doing this. Okay, but at the same time, you should have a sales funnel. Okay, you are just randomly providing properties, but if your sales funnel is not there, if you're unable to generate the sales, na, over a period of time, na, these properties are going to leave you. Okay, management
और कहीं से bookings आ रही हैं, and then you will never have, they'll never have open spaces for you at all.
Yes, आपका वो रहना नहीं रहना को कोई बात नहीं है. मैनेजमेंट आपको तभी आगे बढ़ना चाहिए वंस आपको लग रहा है मेरे पास एक साइजेबल नंबर ऑफ बुकिंग्स है, मैं सपोर्ट कर सकता हूँ इवन इफ आई डू नॉट गेट एन एक्सटर्नल बुकिंग. मेरा खुद का उतना बुकिंग का स्ट्रेंथ है, प्लस मेरे पास यहाँ पे कुछ ऐड करने का है.
करेक्ट, कुछ एक्सपीरियंस में डिफरेंस दे सकते हो.
एक्सपीरियंस में डिफरेंस दे सकते हैं. मेरा ब्रांड का मेरे को इमेज यहाँ पे मेंटेन करना है, ब्रांड का एक सर्टेन जो एस्पेक्ट है वो मेरे को यहाँ पे दर्शाना है. देन इट मेक सेंस. ऑल्सो मैं जैसे बता रहा था, आप इंडिविजुअल अगर एक हो, सिंगल हो, आप कर ही सकते हो. यू हैव अ लैपटॉप, आपके पास इंटरनेट है, आप जाके कर ही सकते हो. ठीक है, वहां पे आपको कुछ वैल्यू एडिशन नहीं है, आप बुकिंग दे रहे हो उनको. किसी को भी आप बुकिंग दोगे, आपको कमीशन मिलेगा.
करेक्ट करेक्ट.
ठीक है, बट यहाँ पे आपकी कंपटीशन, आपको एक चीज आना है, आप एक चीज दे रहे हैं, आपसे कम प्राइस देने वाला कोई ना कोई मार्केट में है. इट इज ऑलवेज लाइक दैट फॉर एनी प्रोडक्ट. देयर इज ऑलवेज समवन हु इज गोइंग टू पिच लोअर देन यू. आपको वही अपना
when you say pitch lower than us, is it in terms of commission? So say
in
A
terms
player
of
is saying to the hotel or the property, A player is saying I'll take 10% commission, B player is saying I'll take 7, C player is saying I'll take 5. That is what competition is in this industry.
सो कंपटीशन वही होता है ना, जो एक तो होता है मेरे को सर्विस देना, लेकिन आपको सर्विस के बारे में कैसे पता चलेगा? आप तो होटल वाला तो आपको होटल वाला है, होमस्टे वाला तो आपको बोलेगा आप कितना धंधा लाओगे. नहीं, मैं आपको 10% नहीं दूंगा, आपको मैं 5% दूंगा. आप इफ यू डू नॉट हैव एनी बेस, आप तो बोलेगा हाँ 5 रुपए ही आता तो वही मेरे लिए काफी है. बट आपको देखना पड़ेगा व्हाट इज योर ब्रेक इवन, आप कितने में रह सकते हो. आप अगर बुकिंग दे पाओगे, यू कैन डिटरमाइन योर कमीशन. ओके, अगर आप बुकिंग नहीं है तो आप जीरो भी अगर करोगे ना, तब भी आपसे कोई जुड़ेगा नहीं. इवेंचुअली जुड़ सकता है, लेकिन बाद में बोलेगा इंटरेस्ट नहीं है.
बुकिंग ही नहीं आता है यहाँ से तो कोई मतलब नहीं, मतलब फिर वो पड़ा रहेगा, डोरमेंट हो जाएगा, एंड देयर विल बी नो पॉइंट. एंड आई थिंक इसमें कॉस्ट वर्सेस कमीशन का फैक्टर वही है कि आपकी जो मार्केटिंग कॉस्ट है, दैट शुड बी ऑफसेट बाय द कमीशंस एंड यू शुड बी इन
एब्सोल्युटली
ऑफ कमीशन.
देखिए, एक चीज क्या होता है ना, जो अगर आप बिजनेस देते हैं ना, आप सामने वाले से, इट इज अ गिव एंड टेक पॉलिसी. आप धंधा करेंगे, आप सामने वाले से मांग सकते हैं. आप धंधा नहीं करेंगे, आप मांग नहीं सकते. आपके पास बार्गेनिंग पावर कम है.
राइट,
ठीक है. और ये कॉस्ट इज अ वेरी ओल्ड ट्रिक इन द मार्केट. आपको किसी भी मार्केट में एंटर करना है तो आपको कॉस्ट फ्लो लिख के ये करना पड़ेगा. आप नया होटल बना रहे हैं, जहाँ पे ऑलरेडी 2000 में बेच रहे हैं, आप 2000 में 3000 वाली फैसिलिटी देंगे तो लोग आपके तरफ आ सकते हैं। ठीक है, सामने वाला अगर बोलता है आप 2000 दीजिए, मेरे पास पेमेंट एक सप्ताह बाद कीजिए, ये तो आउट ऑफ द मतलब पार्क ही चला गया। आप आके रह के जाओ, एक सप्ताह बाद पेमेंट करो, हो ही सकता है।
हाँ, कई लोग हो सकता है मॉडल क्रैक करके और उसके बाद पेमेंट निकलवा देंगे।
देर इज नो एंड टू कंपटीशन। बाय नाउ, जैसे वो BNPL है ना, बाय नाउ पे लेटर,
हाँ जी,
स्टे
हाँ जी।
नाउ पे लेटर, यू नेवर नो, इट हैज ऑलरेडी स्टार्टेड हैपनिंग, लाइक पीपल आर ट्रैवलिंग ऑन EMIs।
हाँ, इट हैज स्टार्टेड हैपनिंग, इवेंट्स को लेके भी है कि पीपल से कि अभी इवेंट कर लो और उसके बाद
हाँ,
शादी का फंक्शन बाद
जयपुर
मिल
वयपुर में
जाएंगे।
तो मैंने कुछ पोस्टर भी देखा था, शादी का कर लो EMI आप 1 साल बाद या 6 महीने बाद करो।
हाँ, मैंने वो पोस्टर देखा, मैंने मैंने भी वो सेम
ये
पोस्ट।
मैंने, हाँ, तो वो किसी फेसबुक में या कहाँ पे देखा था मैंने, मैंने बोला सही
हाँ,
है भाई।
एग्जैक्टली।
तो
नहीं, दैट इज
हो
दैट।
सकता है, बट मार्केट इज कंस्टेंटली इवॉल्विंग। ठीक है, मार्केट में स्पेस है। एक चीज, कोई भी बिजनेस कर रहा है, चाहे वो हम लोग से रूम्स है या कोई भी कंपनी हो, आपको कंस्टेंटली इवॉल्व करना है। आप आज जो स्ट्रैटेजी पकड़ के चल रहे हो ना, आपको कंस्टेंटली इवॉल्व करना है, आपको मार्केट का पल्स देखना है, मार्केट किस तरफ जा रहा है। आपके कस्टमर्स, यू हैव टू लिसन टू द कस्टमर्स वेरी क्लोजली। कस्टमर्स आपकी कोई सर्टेन कैटेगरी ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी को अगर पसंद नहीं कर रहे हैं मल्टीपल जगह पे, देन यू हैव टू कम आउट ऑफ इट। अगर आप देख रहे हैं किसी जगह में आपका डिमांड बहुत ज्यादा है, होमस्टे ज्यादा जा रहे हैं, तो यू हैव टू ऐड टू इट, व्हिच वी हैव डन।
नहीं, दैट
हमें
इज।
लगा जो होमस्टे में देयर इज अ डिमांड, और हमें एक सर्किट बना के डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करने में इट हेल्प्स अस, वी हैव इंक्रीज ऑन दैट। ओके,
करेक्ट।
प्लस होमस्टे मार्केट में ना लोग, इफ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द बिगर प्लेयर्स ना, वो लोग बोलते हैं जो क्या है वहां पे, इट इज नॉट दैट मच लुक्रेटिव।
दैट लुक्रेटिव, हाँ, वो लुक्रेटिव नहीं है बिकॉज उसमें उतना अर्निंग नहीं है। एंड देन होटल्स, आई थिंक लार्जर होटल्स मोर देन द स्टे, बिकॉज बेड तो वही है, कमरा तो वही है टाइप।
अब अभी जैसे
दे आर सेलिंग एक्सपीरियंस।
ताज हैज एक्सपैंडेड इनटू,
आज स्टेज करके।
Ama stays is there. Okay,
हाँ,
so there are other brands also. These are actually villas and premium stays and all. So which is this is
इंस्टाग्राम इज फुल ऑफ दीज प्लेसेस जो
yes, yes,
ऐसा
yes.
फ्यू विलास।
आदमी को फोटो दिखा के तड़पाते हैं जो भाई यहाँ पे जाना है।
गोवा
आप
का ऐसा बहुत होता है।
बहुत 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 होता है। और एक चीज है ना, आप जैसे बता रहे थे ना, एयरबीएनबी अभी चीप नहीं है। एक टाइम पे हुआ करता था, लोग बोलते थे एयरबीएनबी जो सस्ता मिलेगा। एयरबीएनबी इफ यू सी, बिकॉज दे हैव इंक्रीज द कमीशन, अर्लियर एयरबीएनबी कमीशन हुआ करता था 6%,
ओके।
आज के दिन एयरबीएनबी 18% लेता है प्रॉपर्टी से। ठीक है, और एयरबीएनबी ना अभी डिसर्निंग टाइप ऑफ होस्ट ज्यादा है, क्योंकि बोलता है मेरे को एक सर्टेन लेवल ऑफ गेस्ट चाहिए। एयरबीएनबी, बिकॉज आवर प्रॉपर्टीज आर देयर ऑन एयरबीएनबी आल्सो। ओके, आई एम टेलिंग यू फ्रॉम माय एक्सपीरियंस। सो एयरबीएनबी अभी काफी सारा कॉस्ट भी कर दिया, क्लीनिंग फीस एंड ऑल, जिसके
करेक्ट।
कारण से ना आपका एक होम स्टे जो आप समझ लीजिए मेरे से बुक कर रहे हैं ना, इट विल बी चीपर, क्योंकि एयरबीएनबी वहां पे अपने कमीशन डाल रहा है, क्लीनिंग फीस डाल रहा है और ऑब्वियसली दे आर एडिंग द इंश्योरेंस पार्ट, व्हिच इज वेरी गुड फॉर द होस्ट एंड फॉर द गेस्ट, बट एवरी गेस्ट इज नॉट गोइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट। एयरबीएनबी मोस्टली अभी भी अर्बन में है, डेफिनेटली एज द स्मार्टफोन बढ़ रहा है, पीपल आर लाइकिंग इट, पर अवेयरनेस नहीं है। जिस तरह के ऐप डाउनलोड्स आपको मेक माई ट्रिप या गोआईबीबो के दिखेंगे, वो एयरबीएनबी का कभी नहीं दिखेगा। इट इज गोइंग टू
अभी
टेक
ये
देम अ
सारे
लॉन्ग।
ब्रांड्स भी मुझे लगता है कहीं ना कहीं होम स्टेज में एंटर किए हैं।
यस,
मेक माई ट्रिप
यस,
में होम स्टेज,
मेक
विलास
माई ट्रिप
सारी
ने
चीजें
काफी
अवेलेबल।
एंटर किया है। आवर प्रॉपर्टीज आर प्रोमिनेंटली देयर ऑन मेक माई ट्रिप विद वेरी गुड रेटिंग्स। आवर प्रॉपर्टीज आर देयर ऑन booking.com with very good ratings. We in fact got 2 awards also from them for very good
दैट्स
rating
नाइस।
of our properties. So ग्रेजुअल शिफ्ट हो रहा है। ऑल्ट एकोमोडेशन की अगर मैं बात करूं तो मेक माई ट्रिप अगर दिन के 100 बुकिंग्स बनाता है, पहले दिन के 3 बुकिंग्स आती थी ऑल्ट एको से, ऑल्ट एकोमोडेशन से। आज के दिन में लगभग 12 बुकिंग्स आती हैं आउट ऑफ 100, so which is actually a good increase. स्टे जिला
दैट्स
में मैं
ड्रास्टिक
जब था,
इंक्रीज।
स्टे जिला में मैं जब था, then we had onboarded almost 15,000 rooms in the homestay segment. Okay, इतने सारे होमस्टे हम लोगों ने सप्लाई बनाया था, अभी तो मार्केट और बढ़ गया है।
करेक्ट। तो
सो
आज की
लोग,
डेट में फिर जयदीप से
हाँ,
somebody is stepping out to, let's leave hotels out of this because this is largely about homestays that we have been talking. तो अगर आज की डेट में कोई होमस्टेज का एग्रीगेशन या होमस्टेज सेटअप करना या मैनेज्ड होमस्टेज ऐसा कुछ भी प्रोवाइड करना चाह रहा है, सो इफ यू कैन गिव अस 3 reasons ईच कि क्या 3 वजह होनी चाहिए कि उन्हें करना चाहिए, लाइक व्हाट आर दोस इंडिकेटर्स ऑफ अ पर्सन और ऑफ देयर बैकग्राउंड और देयर एनवायरनमेंट, वॉट एवर बी द केस, कौन से 3 इंडिकेटर होने चाहिए जहाँ पे उन्हें ग्रीन सिग्नल दिखना चाहिए कि हाँ यू कैन डू इट, करो, आगे बढ़ो, यू विल फिगर आउट समथिंग एंड इट विल प्रॉस्पर। या कौन सी 3 चीज़ें ऐसी हैं जो बंदे को अगर दिख रही हैं अपने अगेन सर्कमस्टांसेस में या पर्सनैलिटी में या कैसे भी मार्केट में, अपने रीजन में, तो उन्हें होम स्टे से बिल्कुल दूर रहना चाहिए, इस बिजनेस में नहीं पड़ना चाहिए।
सो मैं अगर प्रोज की बात करूं, प्रोज है आपको ट्रैवल करना पसंद है, ठीक है, आपको नए लोगों से मिलना पसंद है, एंड आपके पास थोड़ा सा स्पेयर टाइम है जो आप अपने बिजनेस से या अपने नौकरी से दे पाएंगे लोगों को होस्ट करने के लिए, ठीक है। प्लस ऑब्वियसली आपके पास कोई प्रॉपर्टी है एंड आपके पास सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ मनी है। आप अगर आपको लगता है मैं जीरो मनी से करूंगा, इट डज नॉट हैपन लाइक दैट। मैं बोलने के लिए बोल सकता हूँ जो जीरो मनी में आपका हो जाएगा, बट आपका इनिशियली रहने के लिए तो रूम बनाना पड़ेगा। अगर बेड नहीं है तो बेड तो खरीदना पड़ेगा, मैट्रेस तो लेना पड़ेगा, बेसिक तो कुछ चीजें चाहिए, वरना लोग आपके पास क्यों आएंगे,
राइट।
सो दीज आर द 3 थिंग्स। और अगर मैं कॉन्स में बताऊं, अगर आपको लगता है आप जहाँ पे रुके हुए हैं वहां पे देयर इज अ ओवर सप्लाई, ठीक है, वहां पे आपको एवरेज टाइम में दिख रहे हैं जो रूम्स आर अवेलेबल, सोल्ड आउट नहीं हो रहा है सिटी, ठीक है, प्लस द प्राइस जो वहां पे मिल रहा है, दैट इज नॉट द प्राइस दैट आई कैन अर्न। अगर मैं अपना 12 घंटे देता हूँ या 24 घंटे देता हूँ, मे बी आई कैन अर्न मोर देन दैट, ठीक है, इट इज नॉट वर्थ गिविंग दैट टाइम। नंबर 3, मुझे आई एम बाहर के ज्यादा लोगों से इंटरेक्शन करना पसंद नहीं है, आई डोंट लाइक ट्रैवलिंग, देन यू शुड रिफ्रेन। आई नो आई माइट साउंड वेरी ब्लंट, बट दिस इज
इट इज,
हाउ।
अरे वही ब्लंटनेस ही चाहिए हमें लोगों के लिए। सो दिस इज फ्रॉम द होस्ट साइड ऑफ इट। नाउ फ्रॉम द बिजनेस पर्सन साइड ऑफ इट, कि इन व्हाट सिचुएशंस वन शुड आई शुड थिंक ऑफ स्टार्टिंग अ होम स्टे एग्रीगेशन का बिजनेस, और मुझे ये होटल इंडस्ट्री में घुसना चाहिए, और रादर ये एग्रीगेशन बिजनेस में, और इन व्हाट केसेस शुड आई स्टे अवे टोटली फ्रॉम दिस बिजनेस, इफ यू कैन हाईलाइट दैट।
सो अगर मैं बिजनेस की पर्सपेक्टिव से बात करूं, होम स्टे में मैं मेरे पास उतना कैपिटल नहीं है जो मैं एक होटल बना सकूं या लीज पे ले सकूं। होम
ओके।
स्टे कैन बी अ गुड स्टेपिंग स्टोन जहां पे मैं एक्सपेरिमेंट कर सकता हूं, एंड अगर मेरे को प्रॉपर्टी लीज पे लेनी है तो मैं एक स्मॉल टिकट साइज में उसको कर सकता हूँ ऑन एन एक्सपेरिमेंटल बेसिस,
ओके।
ठीक है। जहां पे अगर मेरे को लॉस होता है ना, एक सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ लॉस जिसका मैं भार ले सकूं,
ठीक है।
आइदर इट विल वर्क आइदर इट विल नॉट वर्क, नो मिडिल वे, ठीक है। आपको अगर लगता है क्यों नहीं करना चाहिए, आपको अगर लगता है आई कैनॉट गिव एनी टाइम, आई वांट इट टू हैपन ऑन ऑटोमेटिक बेसिस, ऑटोमेटिक हो सकता है, मतलब आपको पिन दे दिया गेस्ट को, गेस्ट चेक इन कर दिया, चेकआउट कर दिया, बट स्टिल आपके पास वो केयर टेकर बाकी जो भी चीज है ना, वो थोड़ा सा आपको देखना पड़ेगा। आप अगर एकदम ही टाइम नहीं दे सकते, यू जस्ट वांट टू अबैंडन इट, ओके, लाइक एन ऑर्फन, डोंट वेंचर इनटू इट। बिजनेस मतलब क्या बोलते हैं ना, मल्टीपल बोट्स पे पैर रख के नहीं हो सकता है। आप अगर एक बिजनेस शुरू कर रहे हैं, आपको उस पर थोड़ा सा टाइम देना पड़ेगा। आप 2 घंटे ही दीजिए, लेकिन 2 घंटे पूरे दीजिए। 2 घंटे से ऑब्वियसली देर आर लॉट ऑफ पीपल मच बिफोर मी जिन्होंने बिजनेस बनाया है पार्ट टाइम करके, माई डीपेस्ट रिस्पेक्ट फॉर देम, बट एक्सेप्शंस को एग्जाम्पल नहीं बना सकते, ठीक
करेक्ट,
है।
करेक्ट, करेक्ट। नहीं, ये तो
सो
बात फैक्ट है। एक्सेप्शंस को एग्जांपल बनाना भी नहीं चाहिए, बिकॉज व्हाट देयर एनवायरनमेंट्स एंड सर्कमस्टांसेस वर व्हिच वर कंड्यूसिव कि उनका काम चल गया, मे नॉट बी ट्रू फॉर यू। सो देयर इज दैट।
और
एंड
आप में ना एक हॉस्पिटैलिटी, लोगों को ना सर्विस देना, इट इज अ थैंकलेस जॉब। आप गेस्ट को सर्विस दे रहे हैं, गेस्ट फिर भी आपको गाली देके गया, बैड रिव्यू देके गया, ठीक है।
राइट।
यू कैन नॉट फाइट विद द गेस्ट, गेस्ट से बवाल करोगे ना, तब तो आपका तो बिजनेस तो उसी दिन खत्म हो गया।
राइट।
इफ यू हैव टू फाइट अ गेस्ट, ठीक है, आपको उनके जो कंसर्न्स है उसको एड्रेस करना पड़ेगा, देन यू कैन आर्ग्यू। यू आर नॉट देयर टू बीइंग अ हॉस्पिटैलिटी प्रोफेशनल, यू आर नॉट देयर टू फाइट, यू आर देयर टू गिव अ सर्विस, earn your money, okay, and expand your business, that's it.
Correct. Correct. Acha, so while we are at it, say somebody after listening to all of this still wants to venture into aggregation of homestays or opening homestays of their own, तीन चार काफी लोग सिर्फ अपने घर से नहीं, मैं ऐसे लोगों को जानता हूँ जो अलग, जैसा आपने बोला, प्रॉपर्टी लीज करके उसको होमस्टे में कन्वर्ट करना चाहते हैं। सो जो सेफ्टी कंसर्न था विच वी एड्रेस्ड अर्लियर इन दिस सेशन ऑल्सो, कैसे से रूम्स कैसे बीट कर रहा है उस सेफ्टी कंसर्न को, एंड हाउ इज इट प्रोवाइडिंग? बिकॉज जितना मुझे समझ आया, अनलेस मोर एंड मोर पीपल स्टार्ट गोइंग टू होम स्टेज, पोस्टिंग अबाउट इट ऑनलाइन, टॉकिंग अबाउट इट ऑनलाइन, वो ग्रेजुअल शिफ्ट ग्रेजुअली आएगा. बट व्हाट कैन द बिजनेस डू in order to make people feel safer?
So as I told you, getting themselves registered. Number 2 is having the CC registered में आपको CCTV and बाकी सारा चीज है.
अच्छा,
ठीक है.
वो
नंबर 3,
रजिस्ट्रेशन का एक क्राइटेरिया है कि आपको ये सब लगाना पड़ेगा?
CCTV देखिए आजकल तो लोग घर पे भी लगा रहे हैं.
बट
Having a
एज अ क्राइटेरिया वो है कि ये बेसिक्स चाहिए.
इट इज नॉट अ क्राइटेरिया बट इट इज ऑलवेज एडवाइजेबल. ठीक है. आप अगर बाहर के लोगों को अपने घर में रख रहे हैं, सीसीटीवी ऑब्वियसली बेटर है. आपका कुछ डैमेज हो जाता है, सीसीटीवी रहेगा ना तो आप सेफ रहेंगे. कोई इंसिडेंट होता है, ठीक है, आप सेफ रहेंगे. दैट 10,000 और 20,000 का कॉस्ट फॉर द सीसीटीवी इज गोइंग टू सेव योर लाइफ. 10-20 हजार भी छोड़ दीजिए, अभी तो 2,000 में सीसीटीवी मिलता है.
तो वाईफाई वगैरह वाले आ रहे हैं.
वाईफाई वाला आ गया है. ठीक है. यू सी इन योर फोन, रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं होगा. रिकॉर्डिंग वाला चाहिए तो ले लीजिए.
हम्म.
ठीक है.
करेक्ट करेक्ट, बहुत
दिस इज
बहुत है,
गोइंग दिस इज
option
गोइंग टू
बहुत cheap है.
क्रिएट द ट्रस्ट. एंड लास्ट बट नॉट द लिस्ट, अगर आपके पास एग्जिस्टिंग गेस्ट है उनके रिव्यूज, अगर अच्छे रिव्यूज है, यू आर एबल टू मेंटेन इट. ठीक है. लोगों को दिखता है, इफ यू आर एबल टू पब्लिसाइज इट, देयर इज नो थिंग दैट लोगों को तो देखिए, सेफ्टी हो या ना हो, ठीक है, रेल में तो लोग जाते हैं, ट्रेन एक्सीडेंट्स होते हैं, फिर भी तो लोग जाते हैं ना. पीपल नो इट.
करेक्ट.
तो पीपल ऑलवेज आर अवेयर दैट एक एलिमेंट ऑफ रिस्क तो रह ही जाता है, लेकिन
हाँ,
क्या
घर से
करें.
बाहर निकल रहे हो तो रिस्क तो ले ही रहे हो, मतलब सड़क से लेके पहुंचने
बस.
तक.
तो वो तो है. तो
ओके.
वो करना पड़ता है. बट आप कितने कॉन्फिडेंट है आपके प्रोडक्ट को लेके, वो मैटर करता है. मैं जैसे अपने प्रोडक्ट को लेके, अपने होमस्टे को लेके कॉन्फिडेंट हूँ. मेरा गेस्ट अगर मेरे से बुक करता है, हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म से बुक करता है, दे आर कॉन्फिडेंट जब मैं सही से बुक कर रहा हूँ, मेरे को एक सर्टेन क्वालिटी मिलेगी.
ओके. ओके.
मैं एक सर्टेन अमाउंट का पे कर रहा हूँ, मुझे ये क्वालिटी मिलेगी. ठीक है. आई विल ट्राई टू एक्सीड इट. ओके. ठीक है. बट मैं कोशिश करता हूँ आपको जैसा बोल रहा हूँ वैसा आपको दे सकूं. आपको मैं व्यू रूम अगर बोल रहा हूँ तो व्यू रूम आपको मैं दे सकूं. इट इज ऑलवेज बेटर आप अंडर प्रॉमिस करो, ओवर डिलीवर करो. गेस्ट खुश होके जाएगा. कुछ गेस्ट होंगे जिनको आप कभी खुश नहीं कर पाओगे. ठीक है. ठीक है. दैट हैपेंस.
फूफा तो हर बिजनेस में होते हैं, देखो.
फूफा जी तो रहेंगे, और वो रहना चाहिए. वो एक्चुअली बिजनेस को इक्विलिब्रियम में रहते हैं, वरना बिजनेस ना ज्यादा उड़ना शुरू हो जाता है.
कीप्स यू अंडर चेक, आपका ईगो चेक रहता है कि किसी ने आगे
सो
रगड़ ही दिया
सो
आपको.
अपने वो जो पंचायत में थे ना, वो देख रहे हैं ना विनोद. People like that are needed, who are going to check. आप यू आर गोइंग लिटिल बिट ऑरी.
हाँ,
नहीं, लाइन पे आओ.
वापस लाइन पे आ जाओ. एंड बिफोर आई आस्क यू फॉर धंधे का फंडा ऑफ दिस सेशन, which this is where I end the session with this धंधे का फंडा. One more thing for people who are watching this and trying to open it, कि कमीशन, क्योंकि it all comes down to that commission structure that you are bringing into play. जब भी आप लिस्ट कर रहे हो, कहीं और कर रहे हो तो उनका स्ट्रक्चर, और आप खुद एग्रीगेटर प्लेटफॉर्म बना रहे हो तो आपका स्ट्रक्चर. What is the industry average and what is an ideal acceptable commission seen by maximum properties?
So industry average, the commissions range from 15% goes up to 35%.
Okay.
15% इनिशियल डेज में बहुत सारे छोटे प्रॉपर्टीज को मिलता है, लेकिन बाद में आप जब भी इंसेंटिव और बाकी सब ऐड करोगे ना तो वो बढ़ जाता है.
ठीक है.
एक होता है आप स्ट्रेट वे इतना कमीशन ले रहे हो, देयर आर नो हिडन चार्जेस. और एक होता है आप छोटा सा कमीशन ले रहे हो, घुमा के दूसरी तरफ से ले रहे हो. इट ऑल बिकम्स द सेम.
Right.
जैसे फॉर अस, if I'm saying that I'm taking 25%, there are no hidden charges.
It's
मैं
a
बोल रहा हूँ मैं 25% ले रहा हूँ,
flat. हाँ.
25% मैं ले रहा हूँ कस्टमर्स, मतलब मैं होटलियर से या होमस्टे से ले रहा हूँ.
Right.
मैं उतना सर्विस दे रहा हूँ, मैं उस हिसाब से उनको हेल्प कर रहा हूँ. ठीक है.
Correct.
अगर अगर कोई मतलब बोल रहा है जो नहीं मैं ऐसा ना 10% लूंगा, लेकिन आपका ना प्रमोशन के अलग से 6%, एड के लिए 8%, तो घुमा के तो वही हो गया.
घुमा के ज्यादा ही हो गया in most cases.
सो इट हैपेंस.
But industry average ranges between 15 से 35.
15 से 35. अगर मैं लार्जेस्ट ऑफ द ओटीएस की बात करूं तो वो लोग लगभग 22 से 24% लेते हैं, प्लस स्पॉन्सर्ड प्लेसमेंट और बाकी ये सब करने के लिए तो लेते ही हैं.
वो तो एक सेपरेट चीज हो ही
और
जाती
देखिए देने वाले लोग हैं, व्हाई दे टेक इट, बिकॉज you always want to perform better than the other property.
Right.
You want
You
to
always want to be on the top of search results, sponsor चाहिए
yes,
ये
yes. So आपका sponsor चाहिए. This
हाँ
is you can say आप lobbying कर रहे हो अपना. Bribing is not the right word. Lobbying कर रहे हो.
डिप्लोमेटिक वर्ड है ये
Yes, yes,
वैसा
yes.
है
You have to lobby. आपको अपना
अंडरस्टैंड
सर्विस बेटर करना पड़ेगा, कंटेंट बेटर करना पड़ेगा, देन यू कैन बी देयर इन द आईबॉल्स. एट अ फ्लिक ऑफ अ
अंडरस्टैंडेबल
बटन आपका प्रॉपर्टी नेक्स्ट जगह पे आ जा सकता है इफ somebody better is there in the town.
अंडरस्टैंडेबल नो दैट मेक्स टोटली सेंस सो बिफोर वी एंड दिस व्हाट अकॉर्डिंग टू यू जयदीप इज धंधे का फंडा इन द होम स्टेज बिजनेस
धंधे का फंडा एक ही है बॉस. लॉस में काम मत करो. ठीक है. दिन के स्टार्ट में एक ही चीज मतलब गांठ बांध के रख लो. जो भाई धंधा करने आया हो, मेरे को पैसा कमाना है, मेरे होस्ट को पैसा कमाना है. None of us can be losers. It has to be a win-win. And also the customer, very important. मैं कस्टमर को बोलूंगा मैं आपको चांद तारे दे दूंगा, आप उसको दिखा दिए गड्ढा. ठीक है. कस्टमर इज गॉन.
राइट
आप होस्ट को बोल रहे हो मैं आपको इतना दे दूंगा, आप उसको अंडा दे रहे हो. ठीक है.
राइट
यू आर गॉन. आप अपना पूरा बर्न करके सब कुछ लुटा के कर रहे हो जो हाँ मेरे को कस्टमर चाहिए. दैट इज ऑल्सो रॉन्ग. वो दैट इज नॉट सस्टेनेबल. इट हैज टू बी. आप इनिशियली थोड़ा बहुत बर्न कर सकते हो कस्टमर एक्वायर के लिए, बट दैट कैन नॉट बी अ कंटिन्यूअस प्रैक्टिस.
करेक्ट
Because the day the free capital ends, you're मतलब doomed for good.
हाँ राइट
जब तक you have a unending supply of money, आप बर्न कर रहे हो. जिस दिन वो टैप बंद हो गया आप गए. We have seen lot of examples.
हाँ हाँ
अमित
टोटली हमें लाइक आजकल तो न्यूज में ही इतने छपे हुए हैं
न्यूज में इतना कुछ चल रहा है. तो
करेक्ट
बॉस एक कहावत थी ना हमारे बचपन में, जितनी चादर उतने करो. ठीक है. अगर पैर फैलाओ भी ना तो ऐसे फैलाओ जो आप उसको लपेट के फिर चादर के अंदर में ले आ सको.
करेक्ट
You should know your limits. Every business should know their limits.
and keep expanding those limits. So don't stay within them forever, but yeah, keep expanding, keep growing. But always
And
remember
and
कि line
and
किधर है.
and your competition is with yourself. Serums आज से एक साल पहले कहाँ पे था, एक साल बाद कहाँ पे है. मेरा कंपटीशन किसी और से नहीं है. There can be always somebody better. अपने कंपटीशन से सीखना कभी बंद मत कीजिए. कंपटीशन आपको हेल्प कर रहा है ग्रो करने के लिए. कंपटीशन इज नॉट बैड, कंपटीशन इज गुड. मैं बोलता हूँ if there are more companies ना, it is going to help in expanding the market.
Right, right, Rodney. It will actually show that there is a market,
Yes.
and that is what I don't know where I read this, but it was very well put. कि if there is no competition, it's actually a bummer because competition नहीं है इसका मतलब कुछ तो रीजन होगा ना प्लेयर उसमें एंटर नहीं कर रहे हैं
Yes.
तो फिर इट्स अ वेरी डार्क होल जहाँ पे आप जा रहे हो टॉर्च लेके अगर
Yes.
कंपटीशन है एटलीस्ट यू नो 2 बंदे 4 बंदे 10 बंदे मार्केट में हैं पैसा कमा रहे हैं जी रहे हैं तो आप 11वें होके कुछ ना कुछ तो अलग करके कर ही लोगे बिकॉज यू नो दैट मार्केट एग्जिस्ट
And I have to do it in a better way. So competition will be there. जैसे हमारा जो मार्केट है, there are a lot of people who are doing it in a very unstructured way. एक प्रॉपर्टी दो प्रॉपर्टी कर ही रहे हैं. ठीक है. But how much are they able to scale? The good thing about us is that we know the topography. We have been able to scale. And in spite of the downfalls, हम लोग फिर से उठ खड़े होके आगे बढ़ पाए. That has been our forte.
Yeah, that's fabulous. Yeah, that takes certain amount of courage, Jaydeep, and I really appreciate that for you. Baki, yes, I think this particular session is one of the most informative one that I have learned about homestays. इसमें इतना insight है that if somebody has been watching this till the last minute अभी तक, तो they would have got truckloads of information. I'll try my bit to cut it down to the parts जो सबसे ज़्यादा relevant थे to push it to people, but end of the day वैसे ही यार किसी भी चीज बिजनेस की तरह ही है परसिवरेंस चाहिए 1.5 घंटा देखना पड़ता है थोड़ा सा थोड़ा सा 1.5x करके भी देख लीजिए लेकिन देखना तो आपको पड़ेगा ही 1.5 घंटा तभी आप समझ पाएंगे कि इसमें क्या था एंड ऑलवेज एज आई ऑलवेज से द बेस्ट पार्ट्स आर टुवर्ड्स द एंड फॉर ऑलमोस्ट एवरीथिंग so
Yes.
that's how it is. Thank you so much, Jaydeep, for joining us tonight. It has been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you
And
so much, Sanat, for this wonderful opportunity. ठीक है. पॉडकास्ट पे आना हैज बीन लाइक वेरी एनरिचिंग एक्सपीरियंस. इतना कुछ बोलने मतलब मे भी दिमाग में है लेकिन बोलने का मौका नहीं मिलता था. बोलने का मौका मिलता है. ठीक है. सो
मुझे
दिस
लगता है बहुत
इज
बेनिफिट होता है कि आपको भी खुद मालूम पड़ता है कि आप यार कहीं तो पहुंच गए हैं ऐसा लग रहा था कल तक कि यार पता नहीं क्या कर रहे हैं पर फिर ऐसा लगता है नहीं यार पहुंच तो गए मैंने 1.5 घंटे एक चीज़ के ऊपर बोल दिया लगता है कुछ तो कर ही रहे होंगे।
कुछ तो कर ही रहे हैं, ठीक है।
हाँ,
अभी देखते हैं ये पॉडकास्ट अगर किसी मतलब बड़े इंसान को दिख जाए, ठीक है, जो
हाँ,
होमस्टेज में है, यू नेवर नो, मे बी वी कैन गेट नोटिस्ड।
हु नोज यार।
कहाँ
चलो,
पे स्क्रॉल करते करते निखिल कामत या किसी और को दिख जाए जो ऐसा, अरे होमस्टे में ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है, मोर देन हैप्पी।
of course यार, of course, I'm pretty sure कहीं ना कहीं it will be, but yes, what you're doing in the east is commendable, and I really look forward to staying in one of Say Rooms का properties whenever I come down to east.
प्लीज
I
प्लीज
have
लेट
big
मी नो।
big aims to travel east because I know it has been under leveraged. कोई नहीं जाता तो मुझे जाने का बहुत मन करता है, so I'm pretty sure
अभी
I'll.
बहुत लोग आ रहे हैं, अभी बहुत लोग आ रहे हैं, भर भर के आ रहे हैं, यू
हाँ, तो
सी द
अब
फ्लाइट
मैं जब
रेट्स।
प्लान करूंगा लास्ट क्यों भाई, आपका लोकेशन बता दो कहाँ का है, मैं उधर से बनाना शुरू करता हूँ.
मैं
That's how
मैं
I'll do it.
मैं तुमको बता दूंगा, तुमको अगर बर्फ देखनी है, अभी तो कश्मीर साइड में बर्फ गिर रही है,
हाँ, हाँ.
बर्फ देखनी है तो आप इधर में अरुणाचल देख सकते हो, इधर में सिक्किम देख सकते हो, ठीक है। आपको अगर वाइल्ड लाइफ देखना है तो असम, असम इज अ ब्यूटीफुल प्लेस, ठीक है।
हम्म.
आपको अगर थोड़ा बॉर्डर एरिया में थोड़ा माउंटेन्स देखना है नॉल, विदाउट द बर्फ एंड ऑल, कम टू मेघालय।
हम्म.
आपको अगर फ्लोटिंग नेशनल पार्क देखना है तो आप मणिपुर देख सकते हो, ठीक है।
Right.
देयर आर सो मेनी प्लेसेस, मतलब एंड नहीं हो
A
सकता।
little unknown, but yes, it's a treasure that we need to discover.
Thanks to the social media, a lot of information is there, lot of people are writing about it.
Mhm.
And if you're a petrol head, you must come. If you're riding a bike, lot of people, Ajit, South Indian actor Ajit, and lot of celebrities have come to Northeast.
Mhm.
वो राइड करके बाइक करके आते हैं, and they just love it.
It's a beautiful experience, sir. Chalo, I'll then hope to see you soon.
Sure.
This is where I end
And
this
we'll
recording.
catch up sometime, face to face. Okay.